Coming up on Retirement Today with April Roberts.
There are different types of financial advisors. There are stockbrokers, there are fiduciaries, there are registered reps, there are people who are only insurance salesmen. I mean, you have to understand these differences. For every year you wait past full retirement year to take Social Security, your benefits increase by 8%. The trick is you don't have to wait a full year to get that increase. Each month your benefit increases.
April, the single biggest concern of retirees and pre-retirees is the fear of outliving their nest egg. True or false?
True, Mark. Unfortunately, 95% of people that come into our office to visit with us, that's their number one fear. Let's talk about taxes right now. I like to view taxes as 3 buckets. Our first bucket is our taxable money.
And now the host of Retirement Today, April Roberts.
Thanks for joining us today. We know that your time is valuable, so we've designed 30 minutes of action-packed information specifically for you and your retirement. Retirement Today starts right here, right now.
April, Paul, let me tell you something. I've read through this a number of times, and it's just great. I want to let everyone know what it is. It's a publication that you guys have put together. Listen, so many questions out there. Is the advisor I have the right person for me? Hey, listen, I've been building my portfolio myself my whole life. You know those folks, those engineers, they got the spreadsheets, and now they're ready for somebody to help them out. Or whatever their scenario might have been, now is the time for them to possibly look into another advisor. You've built a great publication. It's called The Consumer's Guide to Finding the Right Income Planner. And it's great. It's got something for everyone. If you're a beginner, we've got the terms in easy to read. If you're an advanced investor, there's a little more language in there for you. So let me ask you, April, what were the sort of things that you decided with you and Paul, hey, we need to put this together for everybody?
Great question, Mark. The reason we thought it was important to put this together is there's a misnomer out there that we're all the same, right? A lot of times someone asks, well, why should I change financial advisors? I mean, you guys are all the same, right? Which, of course, I'm not a guy, so I'd hope they'd see I was different. But that being said, there are different types of financial advisors. There are stockbrokers, there are fiduciaries, there are registered reps, there are people who are only insurance salesmen. I mean, you have to understand these differences, right? And I find there's a critical amount of lacking information to help educate people on this. So go ahead.
And what I love about you guys is sort of like I can go to my general practitioner if I have a knee issue, but at some point I got to see a knee specialist, right? And that's what you guys do. And that specialty area is retirement income planning, because you've accumulated, you've done a good job in accumulation. Now guess what? We need to have that retirement income plan in place, and that's what this is all about. And there are 6 main areas, and I'm going to talk about the first 3 in this first part of a 2-part series. And the first thing out there, Paul, is a message to everyone about retirement risks and how to find help. Tell us more about that.
About retirement risk, right there's the key. Most people think in retirement they're just doing the same thing as they did accumulating, as you mentioned earlier, Mark. Distribution stage or retirement stage is kind of a different animal that there's more mistakes to be made, there's more regulations, and it's not just about investing. It's about investing properly with risk, but it's paying more attention to risk and doing more income planning and more tax planning along with that, because it's not what you make, it's what you keep. And also keep is principal preservation, so it's really important to have an income plan. Then you have to have a little money in growth. So what we try to do is tell people you're out of the buying product stage. You're not buying this hot fund over that or this stock. You're buying into a strategy. And this is your lifetime strategy. So it's going to take more than one meeting, or are you just buying things? We're going to have to strategize here. So it's going to take numerous meetings. Are you willing to do that?
Great. And number 2 on here is, who utilizes Roberts Wealth Management? Who's your client? Who can take advantage of this?
Well, Mark, I love that question because I love our clients. Our clients, about half of them are retired, and they either came to us before retiring and some of them after retiring because they wanted a second opinion on their plan that was in place. The other half of our clients are planning to retire. I'd say most of them within the next 10 years. I really love it when clients come to us about 10 years in advance so that we can make sure they have a nice, solid plan in place. And we actually have some clients in their 30s and 40s that are just dead set on being prepared for retirement.
Wow.
So, as long as they fit our philosophy and what we do for people and they want a retirement income plan, we love to work with anyone.
Awesome. My last one is, take this quiz. Do I got to study a lot? Is this one where I'm gonna have to do tons and tons of study? Tell me about the quiz.
Well, Mark, I love taking tests, so I'm the wrong one to ask. Just kidding. No studying. It's really a simple check your gut quiz. Dad, I love, has this saying, if your gut tells you it's not right, it's probably not right. So this is actually why we love when couples come in together. I know sometimes one or the other is the financial decision maker, but I find that the one who doesn't make the cognitive decisions can listen to their heart and their gut and see if they trust the person in front of them. So it's that type of quiz, just common sense. Should I talk to someone? Should I get a second opinion?
Guys, thanks so much. And we're going to do part 2 of that, so make sure you tune in next week. That's the Consumer's Guide to Finding the Right Income Planner. And by the way, how much is it for people out there to get this when they call in?
Complimentary. No
It's
cost.
complimentary. Let's get it. Any investor, pre-retiree, retiree, there's something in it for you. Thanks so much, April, Paul. Stick around. We got a lot of great stuff to come. You're watching Retirement Today with April Roberts, because you deserve better.
It's your retirement. How will you live it? How will you be remembered?
Will you be able to take me on vacation?
Will you be there for my ball games?
Will you teach me your values? You'll be able to play with me.
Oh, help me go to college. How will I remember you?
Have the retirement you dream about. AskAprilRoberts.com.
Having no clear retirement plan is a mistake I see a lot in my financial planning office when I meet with someone new. It is extremely rare that someone comes in and has a clearly defined income plan for his or her retirement. One way you will be able to get a clearly defined retirement income plan is to talk to an independent financial advisor who specializes in retirement planning. Not someone who is specialized in getting you to retirement, but someone who is dedicated to getting you through retirement. If you don't have a clear retirement plan, then be one of the first 5 callers and you will receive a free complete planning review. There is no obligation and no cost if you have at least $250,000 saved for retirement. Here's what you will receive: a free report to sort through your current advisor's cost, a tailored plan to guard your investments, tax analysis to reduce liability and increase cash flow, and a custom income plan to boost retirement. Plus, you'll receive a budget assessment to help manage your cash flow. So call now for your free, no obligation financial review.
You're watching Retirement Today with April Roberts, because you deserve better.
Hi April, I'm Suma and I have a question for you. I'm going to be collecting my Social Security in a few years and I want to see whether I should start doing that or should I wait for a few more years till I hit 70.
Thanks, Suma. That's a wonderful question, and I hear it in the office all the time. If I heard you correctly, you're asking me when is the best time to take your Social Security benefits. And the answer is, it depends. The situation is different for everyone. But in general, most people reach full retirement age at age 66 to 67, depending on their date of birth. At age 62, you're able to start taking benefits, but it wouldn't be the full amount you're entitled to. On the flip side, for every year you wait past full retirement year to take Social Security, your benefits increase by 8%. The trick is you don't have to wait a full year to get that increase. Each month your benefit increases. So I'd say if you don't need Social Security, why not wait and increase your benefit? But it's not necessarily the right answer for everyone. The best thing to do is to talk to your independent retirement income planner and have them input it into your retirement income plan so that we can get the answer that's right for you. My tip of the week is about 401ks. I sit down with people all the time who have 3 or 4 401ks. To be honest, this boggles my mind because if you're no longer with a company, why is your money still there? Most people don't realize that when you've left a company, you can roll that 401k into an IRA. And once it's in an IRA, you can invest it anywhere you'd like. So you get control of your money. That's the important part. Now, moving it from a 401k to IRA is not a taxable event. The assets still stay tax deferred, so it doesn't affect you on your tax return. So if you still left money at your old company, why is it there? Let's roll it into an IRA, and that way you have control over it and you can put it wherever you want. Also, if you have 3 or 4 401ks, why? We could roll them all into one IRA that you can invest differently. So if you've left your former employer, or if you're over 59 and a half, why wouldn't you roll your 401k into an IRA where you have total control of it? And that's my tip of the week.
You're watching Retirement Today with April Roberts, because you deserve better.
You're on the back nine heading for the clubhouse. Your dreams of spending time with family and enjoying retirement are just within reach. What happens if you end up in the rough? In these uncertain times, it's crucial to be prepared with sound advice. Roberts Wealth Management is one of the premier retirement income planning firms in Texas. For a complimentary consultation, call 713-322-6600. Roberts Wealth Management, helping you create a winning strategy.
You made it. Years of hard work, investing, planning, and now you're here. The long-awaited reward you spent a lifetime looking forward to. But what now? After years of growing a nest egg, now you may want to manage it. Use it to fund your dreams. Make it last as long as you need it. And leave some for those you love. So what do? Wall Street continues to be uncertain, and some conservative options have dropped through the floor. How do you maintain opportunities for growth and reduce risk of loss from market changes? That's where we come in. We are financial professionals. From investments and insurance products to tax reduction strategies and guaranteed retirement income you cannot outlive, provided by the claims-paying ability of insurance companies. You've worked a lifetime to get here. Let us help you enjoy it to the fullest. For a complimentary consultation, simply contact us today.
You're watching Retirement Today with April Roberts, because you deserve better. Hi, and welcome to this week's Retirement True or False. I am accompanied, as usual, by Paul Roberts and April Roberts of Roberts Wealth Management. And how you guys doing?
Wonderful. How are you?
Great, great, great. Got a lot of great questions today. And April, I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
My first question is, if you leave a company, should you leave your 401k there as well? True or false?
False. Mark, I don't understand. I see this all the time. If you've left a company, why would you leave your money there? However, I really think that people don't understand what they can do with their money once they've left. And so it's our job to show them how they can roll their 401k into an IRA, no tax consequences, and then they can invest that money as they'd like instead of the restrictions by their 401k.
And that's really what it comes down to, right, are all those restrictions. Because, Paul, there's so many more things you could do on a positive note with your money by removing it from the company once you've left there, correct?
Correct. You have a whole universe of investments, and you can hire a sort of a risk manager, we call them. Somebody that's risk conscious for you. For the rest of your life, things are going to be different. Okay.
And is there any scenario, Paul, where it would make sense to leave your company and leave your money in your 401k there? Because there's a lot of people who do that, right? They leave the company for some reason in their head, hey, I've done it for so long, I was loyal to the company for 20 years, I should leave my money there. But we got to change that thinking for people, right?
We really do, because if you really just stop and think about it, it's unmanaged. Okay, it's sitting there, and the liability for the losses rests all with you, not with your company. So if you have all the responsibility, why don't you have control?
I like that. And Paul, my next question is for you, and that is, the stock market will not always yield a great long-term return, true or false?
But not always yield a great long-term return?
Yes.
That is true. It will not always yield a long-term return. Long-term, short-term, they talk a lot about that in the market, long-term. But then my first question to people is, how long is long-term to you? Okay, some people, long-term is different than other people. Overall, I think you get a lot of up and down to nowhere, but you get that more so in unmanaged money just sitting out there, than you do in managed money, where it's institutionally managed daily and risk is looked at daily.
Thanks, Paul. My next question is for you. April, the single biggest concern of retirees and pre-retirees is the fear of outliving their nest egg, true or false?
True, Mark. Unfortunately, 95% of people that come into our office to visit with us, that's their number one fear. And surveys have shown that it's the number one fear of Americans over the age of 50.
Paul, would you agree with that?
I really would. In fact, we kind of joke about it around our office that number 2 on that list is speaking in public.
Right.
And number 3 is dying. And we like to say we as Americans kind of are a different breed. We don't mind dying, we just don't want to die broke.
Mm-hmm. And listen, you know, do you find for the most part that the people that come in, that there is in fact a solution for that? Because maybe sometimes there isn't. You shouldn't fear going to an advisor and finding out, because I've always been an advocate of, if I'm driving down the road and I hear something click-clacking, I got to lift up the trunk, right? See what's going on down there? So would you say for most people that they might not feel they have a solution, but there could in fact be a solution for them?
I'd agree with that, Mark. And also part of our job is to have those difficult conversations with clients. Really, they need a realistic view of, this is how much money I spend, this is what I have, here's what I need to withdraw, what strategies can we take to make that last, right?
Yeah.
And Paul, my next question is for you. Fixed indexed annuities and variable annuities are very different products, true or false?
That's true. Very different products. They're both annuities under the annuity laws as far as withdrawals and how long you have to wait. The major difference is in stability, consistently, and in cost or fees, where you pay an exorbitant difference in fees between the two. Fixed annuity is a lot less fee-based than variable annuities. And variable annuities accumulation value can go up and down with the market, but the income portion of it just doesn't have the distribution rate that the distribution rate of fixed index annuities have overall.
You know, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, but one of these products gets a lot of bad press. Which one of those products is that?
That would be variable annuities, Mark, but unfortunately when they hear the press, it just says annuities in general. There are 4 types of annuities, so when you hear, I hate annuities, what type of annuity are they talking about?
Because they're, in fact, one of these products that we just spoke about has actually been getting some very good press lately, correct?
Correct. A fixed indexed or a hybrid annuity is a much lower cost way to get lifetime income.
April, Paul, thanks so much. Guys, stick around. We got a lot of great stuff to come. You're watching Retirement Today with April Roberts, because you deserve better.
Having no clear retirement plan is a mistake I see a lot in my financial planning office when I meet with someone new. It is extremely rare that someone comes in and has a clearly defined income plan for his or her retirement. One way you will be able to get a clearly defined retirement income plan is to talk to an independent financial advisor who specializes in retirement planning. Not someone who is specialized in getting you to retirement, but someone who is dedicated to getting you through retirement. If you don't have a clear retirement plan, then be one of the first 5 callers and you will receive a free complete planning review. There is no obligation and no cost if you have at least $250,000 saved for retirement. Here's what you will receive: a free report to sort through your current advisor's cost, a tailored plan to guard your investments, tax analysis to reduce liability and increase cash flow, and a custom income plan to boost retirement. Plus, you'll receive a budget assessment to help manage your cash flow. So call now for your free, no obligation financial review.
It's your retirement. How will you live it? How will you be remembered?
Will you be able to take me on vacation?
Will you be there for my ball games?
Will you teach me your values? You'll be able to play with me.
Oh, help me go to college. How will I remember you?
Have the retirement you dream about. AskAprilRoberts.com.
You're watching Retirement Today with April Roberts, because you deserve better.
Today's topic is tax efficiency, or like I like to call it, your tax buckets. Here's why. Most of my clients are either retired or about to retire. And in our opinion, it's extremely important to be tax efficient in retirement. Here's why. When you retire, you no longer have a salary. You may have sources of income coming in, like Social Security and pension, but we find that for most people, this is not enough income to sustain the lifestyle they're used to. So instead, we have to go to their investable savings, like their 401ks, IRAs, Roths, CDs. Imagine this like a big bucket of money that you've saved for retirement, right? Obviously, we want that bucket of money to stay as full as possible. The problem is most of your buckets have holes in them. The holes could be excessive fees you're paying, too much risk in retirement, and the third hole is taxes. Because at the end of the day, we all want to pay our fair share, right? But why pay more? Let's talk about taxes right now. I like to view taxes as 3 buckets. Our first bucket is our taxable money. This is going to be any income coming in. So I'm going to guess for those of you still working, if your boss walked in and said, "Congratulations, I'm giving you a 20% raise," you're going to be excited and say thank you, right? I doubt you're going to say, "No, please don't pay me more because I need to pay taxes on it." So income, your salary and wages, is one source of money that goes into the taxable bucket. In retirement, no one's paying you a salary, but you do get sources of income like Social Security, which is partially taxable for most people, your pension, which is taxable, and probably other sources of income. What most people don't realize is there are parts of their investments that fall into this taxable category. Maybe interests or dividends that you're receiving on investments and not taking as income. Still, you're paying taxes year after year on that money, on the interest and dividends. Now, wouldn't it make more sense that if we don't need the money for income, if we do, we're going to pay taxes, no big deal. But if we don't need it for income right now, let's move that money over to a tax-deferred bucket. This is for money that we don't need today. We don't need it for income on a monthly basis, but we think in our lifetime we will need it. So let's tax defer it so that we're not paying taxes on it now, and let's eliminate that hole in your bucket. That's our tax deferred bucket. Next, we have what's called a tax-free bucket. So some of you, believe it or not, have money that you're never in your life going to spend. Well, doesn't it make much more sense if we have money that we're never going to spend to move it over to our tax-free bucket so that you don't continue paying taxes on it for the rest of your life? And when it goes to those that you love, they get it tax-free as well. In my opinion, in retirement planning, this is absolutely important to think about your 3 buckets. So again, money we need now that we need to spend every day. I like to call it your mailbox money because it's money you want to make sure shows up every month. That's going to fall in our taxable bucket for the most part. But we want to keep that as little as possible to cover your monthly needs and wants. Anything that doesn't fall in that bucket, what we call later money, we want to move to the tax-deferred bucket. That way, when we take it out, we'll pay taxes on it, but we don't have to pay taxes on it in the meantime. And finally, for those of you that have never money that you're probably never in your life going to touch, why wouldn't we move that over to this tax-free bucket so that you don't continue to pay taxes and lower the bucket the rest of your life, and when those you love get it, they get it tax-free as well. So tax efficiency, not tax evasion, makes a lot of sense. If you have questions about this, please feel free to visit our website or give us a call at the office.
You're watching Retirement Today with April Roberts, because you deserve better.
You're on the back nine heading for the clubhouse. Your dreams of spending time with family and enjoying retirement are just within reach. What happens if you end up in the rough? In these uncertain times, it's crucial to be prepared with sound advice. Roberts Wealth Management is one of the premier retirement income planning firms in Texas. For a complimentary consultation, call 713-322-6600. Roberts Wealth Management, helping you create a winning strategy.
You're watching Retirement Today with April Roberts, because you deserve better.
Thanks for joining us today. If you have any questions, feel free to visit our website or give us a call at the office. And remember, a retirement income plan is the start to a happy and smart retirement. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next week.
It's your retirement. How will you live it? How will you be remembered?
Will you be able to take me on vacation?
Will you be there for my ball games?
Will you teach me your values? Will you be able to play with me?
Oh, help me go to college. How will I remember you?
Have the retirement you dream about. AskAprilRoberts.com.
Having no clear retirement plan is a mistake I see a lot in my financial planning office when I meet with someone new. It is extremely rare that someone comes in and has a clearly defined income plan for his or her retirement. One way you will be able to get a clearly defined retirement income plan is to talk to an independent financial advisor who specializes in retirement planning. Not someone who is specialized in getting you to retirement, but someone who is dedicated to getting you through retirement. If you don't have a clear retirement plan, then be one of the first 5 callers and you will receive a free complete planning review. There is no obligation and no cost if you have at least $250,000 saved for retirement. Here's what you will receive: a free report to sort through your current advisor's cost, a tailored plan to guard your investments, tax analysis to reduce liability and increase cash flow, and a custom income plan to boost retirement. Plus, you'll receive a budget assessment to help manage your cash flow. So call now for your free, no obligation financial review.